Hello and welcome to another episode on Global CEO Magazine, where we discuss in depth about the management, the leadership, the different dynamics, the different nuances in the corporate world in Sri Lanka. So joining with us today is a top leader in the banking sector in Sri Lanka. So we're going to discuss with him in depth on how this corporate banking in Sri Lanka works in the contemporary society. So joining with me today is Mr. Sampath Perera, Deputy General Manager, Corporate and Offshore at Bank of Ceylon. Now, to tell you a bit about this particular individual who's joining with me today, Mr. Sampath Perera is, as I mentioned earlier, is the Deputy General Manager, Corporate and Offshore Banking at Bank of Ceylon, appointed in February 2024. Now, he has over 20 years of experience at the bank, and he has led key corporate, offshore and regional banking units and played a key role in establishing BOC's UK's commercial lending operations. He holds a BSc in Business Management and MBA from PIM and is an associate of the Institute of Bankers in Sri Lanka. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sampath.
Thank you, Ashada. Thank you for having me.
Now, Mr. Sampath, as the Deputy General Manager, Corporate and Offshore at Bank of Ceylon, how do you assess the current corporate banking landscape in Sri Lanka?
If you describe the current corporate and offshore banking landscape in Sri Lanka in one word, it's competitive. It's highly competitive, and particularly when it comes to pricing, the banks are involved in a kind of price war. But what one must understand is the pricing alone can't retain you the quality businesses. Corporates nowadays, they expect much more from their banks. They want the banks to understand their business models. They want a clear understanding of their business model and technological alignment with their operations. And also, they want the consistent delivery of the quality service, and more importantly, they want the trusted partners for their businesses. I think the banks who solely rely on the pricing, I think will miss that part and will miss the quality aspect of the business and fail to retain the quality long-term relationship with the clients.
Now, Bank of Ceylon being one of the most top-tier banks in Sri Lanka, they serve at different societal levels, at different corporates, at different government institutions, state-owned enterprises. So, how does Bank of Ceylon structure themselves to serve these corporates at different levels?
Yeah, actually, Bank of Ceylon, the corporate bank, corporate and offshore banking division, has 8 AGM divisions. There are 8 AGMs who are reporting to me. Actually, our structure is such that we have specialized units, and we cater a mass market and a highly diverse market. The corporate relations divisions looks after the topmost corporates in the country, and the offshore banking division actually they cater the entities that are incorporated abroad and the BOI approved exporters. And apart from that, we have a metropolitan branch serving the SME and mid corporate level customers, and the PETA business center exclusively for the vibrant trading and commercial community in the PETA who fuels the nation's supply chain. And we have the trade services division that facilitates all the other divisions with the import and export activities of our corporate segment customers. And also we have the project finance, a newly formed project finance division headed by an AGM. And they go after the new upcoming projects in the country, and we have funded number of upcoming projects that are of national importance in the country. And actually, yes, that is how the corporate and offshore banking division is structured. And what I must say, it's not a one size fits all banking. So we have a solution, and we have a dedicated people who are experts in that particular area, who can specifically serve that particular segment of market, and that is the way we operate here at the corporate.
So what distinguishes Bank of Ceylon in the corporate sector, corporate banking in Sri Lanka, particularly in terms of scale, relationships, and its major role in the nation's economy?
Yes, Oshada, what sets us truly apart is our scale, undoubtedly the scale. The Bank of Ceylon, actually, we serve 16 million account holders in the country, which is more than 50% of the population of the country. And also we manage an asset base which is about 1/4 of the GDP of the country. It is equivalent to about 20 billion US dollars. And apart from that, our deep-rooted relationships with customers. If you take, these are built on trust, not on transactions. Some of these relationships that we maintain with our corporate clients, they even predate the current generation of bankers. That deep-rooted are the relationships, and also the role we play in the national economy. So we practice inclusivity, and we are the bank for each and every Sri Lankan of the country. I think that is distinguishes Bank of Ceylon Corporate Banking Division among the corporate banking divisions of other banks in the country.
Now, it's a well-known fact that the country is regaining its economic stability. So how is Bank of Ceylon's corporate banking arm positions itself to support and to accelerate this next phase of development?
After multiple economic shocks that the country was undergoing during the past couple of years, the businesses, especially the corporates, they are now past the stability phase, and I think they are looking in terms of the growth. And in the meantime, we as prudent bankers, we must not block that growth ambitions of our corporate clients. In the meantime, we must also ensure that the over-ambitious approaches, we do not pave the way for overextensions. So it's natural that businesses to look in terms of the growth, but one must consider, from one hand, all the moratoriums and effect of all the moratoriums, extensions, deferment. They are now reached to a phase where the capital repayments are due. And on the other hand, the businesses are in the currently generating a cash flow, which I think is capable of servicing, if not for the whole, some part of those deferred loans. And on the other hand, they must also ensure that the working capital disciplines are maintained. So if you compromise your working capital requirement, if you compromise your debt servicing, and growth, I think, is not going to be a reality at this phase. So that is where the expertise is needed, and we have the people, we have the expert business analysts who can dig deep into the cash flow situations of the customers, and who can do the prudent structuring of credit facilities in such a way that we don't hamper the growth, and in the meantime ensuring that we don't overextend. So which is a dual challenge for us. I think we are doing good in that sense, and we have the right expertise with us. So that is the way corporate banking divisions in the bank should look at businesses in the current context.
Now, banks are often criticized as to how they strike a balance between handling and maintaining large enterprises and the SME sector. So how do you see this, especially when it comes to striking a balance between the big corporates and the SME sector? How does the Bank of Ceylon do this?
Yes, I know where it is coming from. I mean, yes, this statement has a base that we understand, especially given the way the banking industry in the country works. But that does not reflect the way Bank of Ceylon operates. We actually, we are a bank, as I said before. We have half of the people, half of the population are our customers, and that extends to the SME sector as well. Because that inclusivity is not a slogan. It's not a slogan in Bank of Ceylon. It is embedded to our business model. So it is the way we operate. And we at the corporate banking division, true, we serve the topmost corporates of the country, but that's not at the cost of the small scale customers. We have a dedicated unit, as I explained before, the metropolitan branch that serves the MSMEs, the mid corporates and export customers. And if you take the whole SME loan book of the bank, which is, I think, higher than the entire loan book of some of the private banks, and even higher than the entire asset base of some of the private banks. That is the level that we practice. I must emphasize that we, our corporate banking, we accommodate, and yes, we cater that market and we are passionate about it, but it's not, we don't compromise the small scale enterprises or the SMEs, which is the lifeblood of the economy, and we truly understand their contribution to the national economy, the employment generation, and their contribution to the GDP. We clearly understand that, and we have all the respect towards the SME sector of the country.
Now, your appointment as the Deputy General Manager at Corporate and Offshore at Bank of Ceylon came in 2024 February. So since your appointment, what strategic priorities have become the most critical according to you?
Yes, Saushada. Now, back in 2024, early parts of the 2024 was the time that the economy was showing up some positive signs. We had a very bad 2022 and 2023, but in 2024 the businesses started growing. So in the meantime, they had the burden of servicing the all the backloaded loan repayments were becoming due, and it's true that the cash flows were getting strengthened, but still some of the businesses they struggle to service those all the backloaded loan repayments. So in the meantime, we wanted to ensure that from our side the businesses were operated without being hampered, and they wanted their working capital lines to be smoothened. So, and in the meantime, when the growth was coming, the measured balance sheet growth was also another objective, which is my challenge soon after the appointment as a DGM was twofold. From one side, I had to ensure the asset quality, and on the other side, we'll have to look in terms of improving the balance sheet growth. So, which I think is we managed, being appointed as the DGM recovery soon after my promotion, and then after a short stint, I was put into the Corporate and Offshore Banking division, which is the complete balance sheet growth side, as the recovery DGM, the asset quality. So I think I strike a right balance and we take prudent steps and carefully enhancing the balance sheet of the bank, ensuring the asset quality is maintained.
Now, as my last question, I would like to ask now, looking ahead, what is your medium-term vision for positioning BOC's corporate and offshore banking division as a leading force in the banking sector in Sri Lanka?
Yes, Oshad, our ambition is very clear. We want to lead, not just to grow. Right? Having said that, and we want to be the most technologically advanced corporate banker in the country. This is our short to medium term vision of our division. And having said that, we want to integrate the whole value chains of our corporate customers into the banking ecosystem. And that is our medium term vision, and that clearly explains our inclusive nature of our culture. Though we are in the corporate banking side, we want to see that all the value chains are integrated into the banking ecosystem, and then we have this digital wise, all the people irrespective of the education level are integrated in one system, so that all the country as well as the banking system is integrated, while facilitating especially the credit decision making of bankers. And by that way, I think we want to see that Bank of Ceylon contributes to the national agendas like the economic growth and the digital inclusion, everything. We want to be a strong part of that culture.
Right, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to conclude today's conversation. So, Mr. Sampath Perera, the Deputy General Manager, Corporate and Offshore at Bank of Ceylon. Thank you, sir, for joining with us. Thank you for committing your time and effort to join us on Global CEO Magazine. And we hope to see each and every one of you with another fruitful conversation just like this one. So stay tuned with the Global CEO Magazine.
Yeah, thank you, Oshad. On behalf of Bank of Ceylon, so I would like to thank you especially, Oshad, and the team Global CEO Magazine for having us here. Thank you very much.